Making primary documents in a history classroom more accessible.
So, who is experiencing these problems? Oftentimes, it's those who are unable to make out the text of a dated document, someone with a learning exceptionality, blindness, dyslexia, any type of visual impairment, or ADHD. Someone who may not understand the text of the context as well. What are they experiencing? The source is withered and difficult to read. The source is in cursive. The source is in another language. The words or phrases are dated, or the source is out of context.
So the solution that we came up with as a digital resource is called Newsella. And so this resource is an interactive website for students and teachers, and it provides news articles as well as primary sources and lesson plans on a variety of topics. So each article within the resource and lesson plan has interactive components with pictures and text. And the key feature is the option it provides to read aloud the page and describe the images. It can also change the difficulty level of the text so that the source can be altered to meet different levels of the readers. And this is a great source that allows for access to primary sources for students with a learning exceptionality or people with hearing impairments.
Okay, so here we have a screenshot from the Newsella website. Circled in red, you can see the read aloud option, which allows students to follow along as it reads through the entire page, including the pictures and primary sources. As well, circled in blue, you can see the add to text set function. Teachers have the option of adding primary documents and pages to a folder that they can use to access more easily and to create lesson plans.
Yeah, so overall, what we kind of learned from this process, this is an American website, so the sources it has on Canada and the Canadian curriculum are a bit limited, so that's kind of one of the flaws that we found in it. And it also only has some primary sources and can therefore only translate and read aloud those sources. So we initially had planned to use a section on Anne Frank's diary that was written in cursive and try to translate that with a read aloud software, but we ran into some difficulties trying to find a source that actually did that. And we couldn't find the Anne Frank diary section on this website. So that's kind of another flaw that we found when kind of going through this process. We looked at other sources, like I said, other text-to-speech software, but we kind of fell short because it doesn't register the text of a primary document as text. So as a teacher, to make it more accessible to your students, you'd have to type out the document and then have read aloud software read that through. But then also in that case, you could also just read it through yourself. So we kind of concluded that to make primary sources more accessible, we would have to make a new platform entirely that is able to register the primary document as text. So we would have to create that. But yeah, that's kind of what we learned in the process of this.